Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Michael, KE4EST, and I'm back here just a little quick follow-up video on the conversion of this RCA scope. First of all, I've got to aim this way, because I had a guy, let's see, who was that? That was Luke Pantelli? I hope I'm not butchering your last name there. He says, nice project, very useful piece of test gear. Any chance of getting a close-up view of the controls from behind the pots, wafer switches in one of your upcoming progress videos? He's got an older model and wants to see the differences, or if there's any differences or whatever. So this stuff here I've not done anything to. I've cleaned, of course, cleaned the pots and stuff, but if you're watching this here's what it looks like here. That's not been done anything with. I bring it up here, you can see that's what that looks like. Now you might can see in there a little bit. I've modified some of this stuff, and the other side, let's just try to bring it all the way around here. You can see here I've not modified any of this. It's getting dusty here, sitting here. It's been sitting here for a couple of weeks as I've been doing other things, and I'll get some other stuff in a minute where I've been waiting on some knobs and stuff. But there's the wafer switches and what all that looks like. Not changed anything there, so everything's still the same there and all that. And you can see quickly from the side here, I've got added the power supply board and the curve tracer board there. Got the coaxes running out, and no, I cannot go into great details on that, because that is Mr. Carlson's lab circuit there for his Patreons. So if you want to build that same circuit board, and believe me, it's really nice. I love how it's got the oscillator that's on it. It's real nice. It puts out the prettiest sine wave you've ever seen, because of the circuit in it. And anyway, that's what's there. And if those of you are patrons of Mr. Carlson, you've probably seen this before, and you've seen how that's all put in there like that back there. And then let me bring this back just a little bit here. You can see what I've done to the front. This is what I was talking about. I had to wait on, it didn't have knobs on it, and it did come, or some of them, maybe somebody's took them off and used them for something else. Those little bitty, I've got somewhere here, I've got an RCA that I may feature in an upcoming video, an RCA VTVM that uses the same little bitty tiny knobs. If you see, other ones like this, it's got little knobs. This one had no knobs, and these here. So I didn't have any. I had assorted little knobs that was new, but none of them, I didn't have 8 that matched. So I ordered 8 more, or I think 10 or whatever, come in a set, ordering sets of 10 or 5 a piece or something like that anyway. And didn't like them, and they was real hard to get on there. I don't think I have them laying here anymore, but they just did not work out. So I did some more research, did some more measuring, did more research, and I just don't want to go on there and just order knobs. And tried a second set, and actually like these knobs better, and they fit right on nice and neat. And these actually have metal inserts in them. Didn't have any of those. I know I ordered more than, I got to put them back up in the drawer. But these had an actual metal insert in them and everything, so I like those pretty good. So we used those knobs, and then these are some knobs I had that matched. I put here, and this one here don't exactly match these knobs, but it's a little smaller one here for the voltage. But you can see what I've done to the front here. Removed the, the green thing's gone, of course. And if you look, you can see that line right there. At least I can. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. But yeah, you can see that. You can see the line with it not even turned on there. So definitely, that's definitely, a little aggravating. But like I said, it works just fine. And we're getting all kinds of weird shadows from the lights and stuff here, and this light back here. See my hand. But anyway. So let me bring this down just a little bit. Let's not looking at it so much on an angle. But Mr. Carlson's version, he used this switch here. You don't have to be a patron to see that. He's used it on some of his videos on regular YouTube, and you can see he used this switch here to go from high or low current, and I added a switch over here for it. And this switch would, work fine. It's a double pole, double throw switch. But what I may do, I went ahead and went this and added it. Drilled a hole in the face. I didn't really want to drill in the face at first, and I decided I'm going to go ahead and do it. And the reason is, at some point, I may take these. I may take this, maybe move it here. Now behind here, there's that long socket for the Type 47 bulb to go in, but I can take that out behind here and just maybe put an LED or something, and then that'll give me all this space back behind here on the other side you can't see, and I can move this maybe over here or something. It's kind of weird to me to have the red over on this side, but I mean that would work. And put this jack back here so that it'll be back to vertical input, like it says here. And then I may put this back. I didn't drill this hole, it was already here, for horizontal input. And I may, of course, there's external sink, but I wouldn't be using that no more. What I would do is put a jack back here for the horizontal input and move this over to here. May have to go with a little bit smaller knob, but I think that would work. I measured it. I'd have to go real close to the edge. It look a little off a little bit, but I mean, of course, I'm modifying an oscilloscope anyway. And then I could leave it, say, it wouldn't be sync anymore, but internal, external, say internal. Use the internal circuitry that I've got internally here, and that I've added to for the signature tracer, or external, and that would be like my external feeding into it, and it'd be a regular oscilloscope. I don't really need it, but sometimes it's neat just to have a plain old analog scope just to look at something, So, and I've got some that I pull out or whatever. And I used to have one sitting up over here, but I moved it out, did some changes over there, because this is going to be, it's where its home is going to be here very, very shortly. I wanted to make this one last video, but anyway, it's all set up now. Let me plug this thing in here, and we'll let it what have I done to the plug here? I'll turn this on, let that warm up, and we'll put these probes in it here. And then let's take and just real quickly show you. I'll bring this up, put that out there, that up a little bit. Where we at? 20. 20 will work. See some capacitance in me, so you can see that it works. If I put a capacitor on it, pretty good size capacitor, so it's going to be real skinny. We can make it a little fatter if we needed to. Let's see, this one is probably about the same. I'm just going with what I got laying on the bench here. This one's about the same. Anyway, you can see that. I got a diode laying here. I think this is a Zener diode laying here. Let's turn this down. If I put this diode on here, yeah, you can see that. Yeah. See, it's going right at the end there. This goes to about 17 volts. So you can see the hook up here, just on the edge here. So I don't have a meter hooked up to it. I got a place to hook the meter up. So if I had a meter hooked up, we could see when it just takes that curve there, about 0.6 or 7 volts, but bring it on up. It's at the very last end there. We're on 20, so this is probably that 15. I know I had a 15 laying here doing some experiments a couple days ago, and I had a 9. I had a 9 laying here, but I don't see it. Here's another capacitor to play with. This is what? 0.01. This will be a little bit neater of a circle there. But you can see it works. And now I can use this for some troubleshooting and have a little all-in-one there instead of the way I had it before with the separate unit that would hook into the oscilloscope and whatever. And this will be really neat, and it works out really good. So anyway, there it is. Looks like the focus is off, but it's because of the, let's see if I go to high current. It's a little bit difference. I may need to do a little bit of, yeah, I do that. That line should be straight. But anyway, so there you go. I don't like how, if anybody's noticing, like if I bring this all the way maximum, it's going like past. And usually you want it to stop on, about here and then stop over here. But the way they've got the off, what I've done is I lined that up so it's lined up when I've got it off right with the dot. It should have been a little bit lower, but that's alright. When you bring it maximum, it's almost kind of back here instead of sitting here. But like if you look at this vertical position, see, from about 7 o'clock to 5 o'clock or something, see that? But the center right, and if your center ain't right, you want this to be about center and about center. If it's not, then there's something, I'm going to check a component in the circuit, something's not exactly right or something. But anyway, I've rambled on enough, so there it is. It's working really good. Now I get the case on it and stick it over there and be done with it, and move on to the next project. So don't forget to give a like. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, and until the next video, this is Michael, KE4EST 73.